Welcome to the Cutting Floor Review and another Viggy vlog. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the thumbs up button and the bell notification so you will be notified when I upload another Viggy vlog. This video is about the whistleblower aka snitch Edward Snowden. And 2013 is the year his life was burned to the ground by his own doing, during the Obama presidency. He was a contract employee for the NSA government, making over $145,000 a year salary as a system engineer administrator. So he had total access to all the systems in the NSA. He believed in his conviction that what the government is doing to the American people is wrong, invasion of privacy. The reason he will not come back to America to face the music is because of the U.S. Espionage Act. Edward Snowden was charged of a serious crime, a violation of the 1917 Espionage Act in 2013. He claims this 1917 law is to prohibit any meaningful defense in a court of law. He said the law is used against people who have told something such as a government secret or something classified to a journalist. They don't care if what you told the journalist is good or bad or right or wrong or cause harm or not. The government doesn't care about that. The question the U.S. government would ask, did you tell something classified to a journalist? If the answer is yes, they will charge you with espionage. No jury trial, you will go straight to sentencing, maybe for life without parole. Snowden said the government is specifically prohibited not to consider why you told the journalist. His friend told him he was right not to get arrested and to flee, because Snowden would not receive a fair trial. Eric Holder said he promised not to torture you, which is a lie. Knowing what he knows now, Snowden said he would do it again because he believes that the public should know what the U.S. government is doing to us by getting control of all of our electronic devices without us knowing. But a lot of us Americans already know that the government does that. We all seen the movies where they tap into our phones, take control of our computers, iPads, emails, photos, etc. So what Snowden exposed to the journalists was not a secret in my eyes, because I already knew. The government been doing this to Americans and foreign citizens since the government began. So my opinion, Snowden told about a fact that we already knew. It wasn't a shocking surprise, so he actually fucked up his life for nothing. I think he didn't fully think it through before he decided to call that journalist to meet him in Hong Kong. He said his only regret is he didn't come forward sooner. And he turned his girlfriend Lindsay's life upside down, and she was investigated also. He said he didn't want to light a match and burn his life to the ground. A little too late. He thought by telling a journalist the story will be forgotten in a matter of days. But he didn't think about that government officials do read the New York Times and Washington Post every day. He didn't get the response he wanted, was for the government will be alerted to change their surveillance tactics, or Americans will have an uproar to make the government stop invading our devices. But it did the opposite. Even I could have told him what he is doing won't change the government tactics. His greatest fear is things will not change. So his greatest fear came true. Ain't shit changed in the U.S. government. It just enhanced it. He said before 2013, Americans assumed it was happening. And after 2013, Americans know for a fact it's happening. That's bull, because millions of adults know for a fact it been happening way before 2013. So he can miss me on that bullshit logic. In the past, way before all this mess, Snowden said there was a story published in the New York Times and Washington Post in February 2018 that a record was posted that Russia interfered with U.S. voting 36 cases of electoral vote tampering. This has been going on for the past 50 years. Then they looked at the U.S. vote tampering and found 81 cases tampering with the foreign voting. He said this is a breakdown of what the government can do legally to anybody, foreign or domestic. They use the same techniques as criminal hackers. Hacking. Apple, iOS, Microsoft Windows are vulnerable. They can remotely take over your device. They can craft a special type of attack code called an exploit. They launch this exploit onto your device, which allows them to take total control of your devices. Anything you do on your device, they can do. They can read your emails, collect every document. They look at your contacts. They can turn the location setting off or on and send all of your phone or laptop data to their computers. And they can ask Google for a copy of our email box because Google saves a copy. Everything you type in your Google search box, Google has a copy of it. Every private message you send on Facebook, every link you click, everything you like, keep a permanent record of. They can turn on your mic and camera. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit the subscribe button and a like button. He said your devices such as cell phones, computers, are talking to each other and talking to other devices and software programs hundreds and thousands of times a minute. The government said they do not need a warrant to do any of these activities. He knows the NSA and other government agencies are spying on him every day. So he does extreme methods to prohibit or lessen the NSA from hacking his devices. Snowden said in 2013, when the shit hit the fan, he wasn't intended to flee to Russia. He was trying to flee to Latin America. Final destination was supposed to be Ecuador. When the government heard he left Hong Kong after meeting with that journalist, they canceled his passport, so he wasn't allowed to board his ongoing flight to Ecuador. He refused to cooperate with the Russian government or any government exchange for asylum. He was trapped for 40 days in Moscow airport. He then applied for asylum to 24 countries around the world, such as France, Germany, and Norway. Every time one of these government agencies got closer to opening their doors to him, they received a phone call from the U.S. government official, Secretary of State John Kerry, or Vice President Joe Biden, to stop the asylum process. He said they told those government officials, if you let this man out of Russia, it will be consequences. So Snowden been stuck in Russia for years. A whistleblower is just a polite way of saying a snitch. So what is Mr. Snowden is up to now? Today he is now a public speaker in Russia, of all places, and an author. He is 36 years old, so he was 30 when all this mess happened to him. Don't feel sorry for Edward Snowden. He is living a comfortable life, hence the circumstances. Back in 2013, when this story broke, everybody was saying, no way I would jeopardize my income making $145,000 a year, excellent benefits from the government, a cushy job, no interaction with the public. I wonder did he ever think, I could lose my job by exposing this to the world. He said he wants to return to the U.S. only if he can get a fair trial. He thinks one day he will. I don't see it happening unless the 1917 Espionage Act law changes or is eliminated, which will never happen. Even Trump dumbass won't touch it. When his book Permanent Record hit the market, the government sued him. He said the CIA told him to give them the book to review it before it hit the stores. Snowden refused because he really thinks they will change it and edit everything. So they sued him for refusing, and so he won't profit from it. Snowden was never a spy. He was a snitch, aka whistleblower. His own family couldn't help him, and they worked for the government. That's a damn shame. So that's the skinny on Edward Snowden. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know if you remember this debacle that took place in 2013. What was your thoughts on his story? Did you buy the book? Make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you on the next Viggy vlog. Peace.